Are you having battery problems on your iPhone? Well, today in this video, we're fixing that. Because honestly, there are like 14,000 iPhone battery videos on YouTube, and almost all of them throw 25 random settings at you like they matter equally. They don't. I've spent the last few weeks testing all of this on my iPhone 17 Pro running iOS 26, comparing it against Apple's own documentation. And what I found is that there are about 5 settings that make the biggest difference. Some tips help a little, some are basically useless, and some of the most popular battery hacks are actually myths that can actually make things worse. I'm going to show you the settings that genuinely improve battery life, the smaller tweaks that are actually worth doing, and the myths you can finally stop worrying about. First up, probably the best battery feature Apple has added in years, adaptive power. If you only change one thing after watching this video, make it this. Adaptive power is an iOS 26 feature on newer iPhones that quietly learns your daily habits and adjusts things like brightness, performance, and background activity before your battery becomes a problem. To get to this setting, you have to go to Settings, Battery, Power Mode, and adaptive power. Adaptive power is different than low power mode because it doesn't make your phone feel slow or annoying to use. The most important thing is it needs time to learn your routine, and a lot of people turn it on for one day and don't notice anything and disable it immediately. But you need to leave it enabled for at least a week and let it actually work. Step number 2 is background app refresh. This setting is probably slightly draining your battery right now without you even knowing it. Background app refresh lets apps constantly wake up and check for updates even when you're not using them. And honestly, most apps absolutely do not need this. To get to this setting, go to Settings, General, and Background App Refresh. Here you can start disabling apps aggressively if that works for you. For example, your shopping apps probably don't need background activity. Random games don't need background activity. The app you installed 6 months ago and barely used definitely doesn't need background activity. For most people, I would recommend keeping your messaging and social media apps active, navigation and GPS apps active, maybe banking apps and calendar apps active. Basically anything that actually deserves it. Number 3 is notifications. People massively underestimate this. Every notification wakes your display up, activates vibration, and lights up your screen. This adds up over time. Multiply that by hundreds of notifications per day and suddenly your phone is constantly turning on and off. Well, for this, iOS 26 actually has a great fix. It's called Scheduled Summary. To get to this, you have to go to Settings, Notifications, and Scheduled Summary. There, you can batch together all the non-important notifications like social media, shopping apps, news alerts, and promotions. They have a feature that you can actually click Next Summary and see this if you want to, so it's not preventing you from getting notifications. You can also set a schedule for the times that you want these notification summaries delivered, and this has been hugely helpful for me for many things like food delivery apps and things of that nature. Step number 4 is 5G settings. This one surprises a lot of people because 5G is so useful for the speed of your cellular connection, but it can actually hurt battery life, especially if you're in an area with weak coverage. Remember, there are other forms of connection like Wi-Fi and 4G LTE, and if your phone is constantly struggling to maintain a weak 5G signal, sometimes Wi-Fi or LTE will be better and prevents your phone from using significantly more power trying to stay connected. To update this, go to Settings, Cellular, and Voice and Data. And for most people, 5G Auto is the best option. This feature intelligently switches between 5G and LTE 4G depending on whether the speed boost is actually worth the battery usage. One last tip, if you're somewhere with absolutely no signal, like a basement or a parking garage or a sporting event where the signal is very, very spotty, maybe just enable airplane mode temporarily, otherwise your phone keeps searching for signal and wasting battery. If you've made it this far, I wanted to make a quick side note. A lot of you ask what chargers, MagSafe gear, and battery accessories I actually use with my iPhone setup. I've linked all of my daily tech and charging gear below that's constantly updated, including the MagSafe chargers, battery packs, desk setup gear, and my favorite iPhone accessories. So if you're interested, check the links in the description and my gear page below. Step number 5 is push versus fetch email. If you get a lot of emails every day, push mail is constantly waking your phone in the background. Instead, I recommend switching it to fetch. For this, you have to go to Settings, Apps, Mail accounts, and then fetch new data. You can turn push off and set fetch to every 30 minutes, or you can do it manually if you really want maximum battery savings. Most emails are not urgent enough to justify constant background activity. If you open your email app, you're gonna get your emails anyway, so this is a hugely recommended feature. Step number 6 is the always on display. If you have a newer iPhone, the always on display is technically using battery all day. To be fair, Apple optimized this really, really well, but it still uses power because the display is never fully off. Personally, I think the best compromise is keeping the always on display enabled but disabling the wallpaper setting. That will allow you to see the clock, the widgets, and glanceable info without constantly lighting up your entire display. To get to this, go to the display settings on your iPhone and you can choose the wallpaper on or wallpaper off. Step number 7 is the auto brightness and location services. These are smaller optimizations, but they're definitely worth checking out. First, you want to enable auto brightness. Your display is one of the biggest battery consumers on your phone, and the auto brightness prevents it from being brighter than necessary. Second, you want to audit your location permissions. These are within settings, privacy and security, and location services. You'll probably find apps using location constantly that absolutely do not need it, and most apps should honestly be set to while using the app. Step number 8 is haptics and widgets. Keyboard haptics definitely feel nice if you type constantly, but your Haptic engine is firing thousands of times per day. And widgets are generally fine, but location-based widgets like weather do refresh regularly in the background based on your location, so it's affecting your battery. I wouldn't obsess over these two features unless you've already done everything else first, but it's definitely a helpful feature. Now moving on to battery myths. Myth number 1 is force closing apps. This myth absolutely refuses to die for some reason. Force closing apps does not save battery. I know it's controversial, but iOS already freezes inactive apps in the background. They're not actively draining your battery. Reopening apps from scratch often uses more power because your phone has to fully reload everything again. Only force close apps if they're frozen or broken, or if you like to have a clean screen. Myth number 2 is that iOS updates destroy your battery life. I've seen year and year again that people say, this iOS update ruined my battery. Usually what's happening is the background is indexing the update after the update. Your phone is rebuilding its caches, updating apps, reorganizing data, and optimizing everything with the new update. It temporarily hurts battery life, I get that, for a day or two, but before panicking, give your phone some time after major updates. If it's still like that in a week, well then maybe it might be an issue. Myth number 3 is slow charging is better. This used to matter a lot more years ago, but modern iPhones and modern chargers are smart enough now that reputable fast chargers are completely fine for daily use. You do not need to intentionally slow charge your phone to protect the battery health. Myth number 4 is turning off Bluetooth. I see this recommendation constantly, and honestly, it barely matters anymore. Modern Bluetooth low energy uses almost no power. If you use AirPods, an Apple Watch, speakers, or car connectivity, there's really no reason to keep turning Bluetooth on and off. So here's the bottom line. You do not need to disable half the features on your iPhone just to survive the day. My top 5 tips is if you enable adaptive power, clean up the background app refresh, tame notifications, optimize 5G, and switch email from push to fetch, you're gonna see improvement than the other 20 tips combined. Your iPhone is already pretty smart about battery management. The goal is just to stop random apps from running wild in the background. If this video helped you out, make sure to subscribe for more iPhone, iOS, and Apple setup content. I'll also have my gear page, all of my charging accessories, and my socials linked below for more behind the scenes content and to check out anything that I use on a daily basis. And if you want to keep watching, I'll put a couple more videos on the screen right here that go deeper into iPhone videos and Apple videos to make technology work better for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.